Shake, Water, Land of Good and Water, and Connects.
What a performance in extra time! Is this? They will celebrate long in the symbol of schoolboy football supremacy in the island of Jamaica.
Haile Selassie High already into the final of the Walker Cup. They await their opponents, but they'll have to see who wins first between Tivoli Gardens High and St. George's College. It's all live here at Stadium East. Welcome back and thank you for joining us. My name is Gerard Morrisili, still with Janae Robinson. Janae, two teams that know what it is like to win the Walker Cup. They battle now for a chance to win it again.
Yes, I'm sure Neville Bell will want his boys to show out and come out and show out. I know in the last match, his Lassie coach said he had a plan and he surely executed. So this matchup with St. George's College versus Tivoli Gardens High, I'm sure that it will be intense.
Well, it won't be an easy task for either team. So let's head upstairs now to our commentary team. Dean Smith, he's still with the J. Williams. They have all the action for us.
Thank you so much, Gerard and Janae. This is the bracket. We've seen it so far. St. Catherine beating Haile Selassie beating St. Catherine, and Woolmer's beating Campion. They faced just a while ago in the semi-final. Haile Selassie beating Woolmer's 1-0. They are already through. Tivoli Gardens beat Charlie Smith. St. George's beating Excelsior, and they now face each other head-to-head. St. George's is 6, Tivoli Gardens 0, and St. George's 2, Tivoli Gardens 0. Those are the recent head-to-heads. St. George's, of course, having the better of both of those occasions. Can that trend continue? Both teams are getting ready to walk out. And it certainly is a story for both teams. History that will be made, history that will be furthered for both teams, Tivoli Gardens and St. George's College. The officials lead the party. And they take the match ball. Two teams, both who have won it at the highest level, enter the field.
Why do we love football?
Because out there, on that pitch, we're all the same.
You're never far from home when you're watching Scene TV. We bring the Caribbean to you. And now it's even easier to stay up to date on all things Caribbean when you subscribe to our YouTube channel. The latest action in sports, the biggest news stories in the region, and all the excitement in the world of entertainment. So join our community today. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and click the notification bell to stay informed. Scene TV, your preferred eye to the Caribbean.
The cricket excitement is back. Lanka Premier League 2022. Win together.
Schoolboy football fans, it's your time to win some prizes this season. Each week, we will select one fan goal. All you have to do is capture and record a goal from any non-televised match. Include the matchup, goal scorer, location of the match, and the time of the goal scored. And you could win some cool prizes. Submit your videos to digital media at sportsmax.tv, as well as any SportsMax social media page of choice that you're following. This is your chance to win.
Tonight,
late night cricket returns. As the Caribbean boys begin their test tour down under, Australia hosts the West Indies live from Perth, starting 9:20, 10:20 ECT on SportsMax. Join the growing number of Scene subscribers and keep in touch with everything from the Caribbean, including the ISSA Schoolboy football season, exclusive from Jamaica. Call your cable operator and ask for Scene TV via Optimum in the Northeast US market and Bell & Rogers in Canada, or come straight to the source at www.scene.tv and pay $4.99 a month. Be at home, away from home. Subscribe today.
Fear you're missing out? Don't miss another event with SportsMax. Enjoy full live content on our YouTube channel. Keep up to date with all things sports. Rewatch highlights of your favorite zone moments. Join our community and share in the passion of sports viewers everywhere. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the SportsMax YouTube channel today.
The best young talents European teams have to offer go head-to-head on the biggest stage. Watch the UEFA Youth League all season long on your home of champions.
I'm Roberto Torres. Watch La Liga on SportsMax.
It's with an absolute beauty. And that's curled home beautifully.
Catch the EFL Sky Bet Championship all season long on the home of champions.
Monday night, the Phoenix Suns travel to Texas to clash with the Dallas Mavericks. 8:30, 9:30 ECT on SportsMax.
Why do we love football?
Out there on that pitch, we're all the same.
Schoolboy football fans, it's your time to win some prizes this season. Each week we will select one fan goal. All you have to do is capture and record a goal from any non-televised match. Include the matchup, goal scorer, location of the match, and the time of the goal scored. And you could win some cool prizes. Submit your videos to digital media at sportsmax.tv, as well as any SportsMax social media page of choice that you're following. This is your chance to win.
The cricket excitement is back. Lanka Premier League 2022. Win together.
On Tuesday night, see the Warriors, the Mavs, the Celtics, and the Blazers. The home of champions brings you a doubleheader from the NBA. Action begins at 7:30, 8:30 ECT on SportsMax 2.
Man flush, and the referee immediately calling for assistance. It was Jaheim Henry going for that ball, flush in his face. Shane McIntosh, my apologies. Tivoli Gardens number 4.
So that's a player to watch for Tivoli Gardens. Daniel Watson, 13 appearances, 4 goals in his 3rd season as a player in the under-19 schoolboy football competition. That's the Tivoli Gardens bench. That's the coach. Christopher Nicholas has wondered why this team hasn't been able to really be prolific in front of goal. That was a part of the reason they really didn't make it to the quarter-final round. Had a great matchup earlier season against Charlie Smith. Had so many opportunities but just couldn't convert.
Yeah, that has been a problem of theirs. Well, maybe in that game. On a general basis, however, as we see Brian Burkett, successful individual season for him this season, 16 goals for St. George's College this season. Their captain from last season still has a lot of leadership responsibilities in this season, of course, and they're coached, of course, by Neville Burtis Bell, looking to add what will be a 16th title at schoolboy level, maybe 17 if you count the Walker Cup that he won with Camperdown as the assistant coach. So he is a very acclaimed, celebrated coach. He'll tell his boys that, hey, this title is there for the winning, and I do want to win it. I hope you do as well. Let's see if his team can go out and execute. They are favorites this afternoon. Of course, with all the prestige that they have, they don't enter many games not being favorites. But Tivoli Gardens will make it a very difficult game. They only finished 3rd in their group, Group C. But they were the top scorers in that group with 20 goals. They lost to Mona in the 2nd round. But so far in this competition, they've, exercised some of their demons. They beat Jonathan Grant in the 1st round of the Walker Cup, then Charlie Smith in the quarterfinals 2-0, the team that topped their group, and the team that beat them out in the 1st round of the Manning Cup. As we see Shane McIntosh back on his feet now after receiving some treatment, didn't ended up needing the stretcher. But Tivoli Gardens are a good unit. They do create chances. At times they struggle in taking those chances, but they do keep knocking at the door.
Yeah. So play resumes now. The field, but unable to be brought under any control just yet. Tivoli Gardens are trying to invade enemy territory. Get it on the left-hand side. Can there be a great cross? It comes across, but it goes all the way wide. Trying to send it again. But they're settling in their half, in the opposing half rather. Tivoli Gardens with the better play so far. McIntosh on the ball. He's trying some slick passes on the right hand side there. But it was played out for a throw-in.
Captain for the day, Adrian Reed. Number 11 for St. George's College, 11 goals this season.
Here's Tivoli Gardens, loses possession though. Very comfortably in possession is St. George's, but they've lost it now. Here they come. Tivoli Gardens on the front foot. Kimani Smith there. He's trying to do the give and go, but it really didn't go for him. They still have possession. Charleston Williams. Here's Dwayne Johnson with a shot. Always going wide.
It is Tivoli Gardens High that have started very brightly in this game. I mentioned that they are a team that should not be trifled with. They are a good attacking team, but their defense hasn't shown that same level of consistency. But they are a team that are used to winning titles, albeit they haven't won one in a while. That's a poor goal kick, but
danger was averted by alert defending. Here's Joshua Jackson trying to get on the end of this one, but easily handled by Shakur Adair. Tivoli Gardens being a bit more purposeful. Here's Wanless. Take that, Watson. Watson goes by Lorraine, sends it across, but it actually went out of touch. Assistant referee there, Shireen Elaine, being alert to that particular play. Comes out wide now for St. George's. Malik Rain plays it quickly back to Burkett. Ball played up to Matthew Spence. Handled well by Dean Wilson. Plays it up to Watson. Beautiful control. That's one of the things I like about the Tivoli Gardens team. They have beautiful ball handling skills. Technically, they are very solid.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Williams. Stevenson now. Still Stevenson. Cut out in the end that by Adrian Reed, but it came only back to Wanless. Smith trying to weave through. Smith, very skilled. Lost possession there, cleared by St. George's all the way back to goalkeeper Adair.
And Tivoli Gardens continuing to try and sustain pressure on St. George's, making them taste a bit of their own medicine, as that's what St. George's always aims to do. But now it's Tivoli Gardens not letting them out of their defensive third. Now it's a foul by Shane McIntosh and Brian Burkett, playing a bit deeper today. Scored most of his 16 goals operating in a strike partnership where he would just drop off a bit, still looking to create, but still breaking in behind from the space created by Joshua Jackson and his runs to finish chances. 16 of them, in fact. There's a high boot there in the midfield, and O'Neill tries to spray it wide.
To Sean O'Neill, highly touted for his passing ability, is Jackson. Send that back to Pottinger. Burkett being hounded, finds the pass. Jaime Henry. Pass was misguided, but he gets it back. Watson does well to get by the defender. Being hounded by Spence, but Watson sends across.
And it just wasn't the right contact there by Dwayne Johnson for Tivoli. It was excellent work again by Watson, who has been a nuisance all game so far in the first 10 minutes. Did excellent work there on the right, and it was a very good cross in the end. But Dwayne Johnson just couldn't get the right contact. Ended up being an improvised shot, one could say.
Yeah.
But it's Tivoli again forcing the issue as O'Neill breaks through the midfield.
Was trying to bring through Joshua Jackson, but that was cut out. Here's Dorman of the ball for Tivoli. Spreads it wide for Watson. Watson has acres of space. Will he build on it? He fired early and weak.
And now it's time for the St. George's defense, especially their wing backs as they play a 3 at the back formation, to be much more wary, be much more compact, because the wingers of Tivoli Gardens are causing them a world of problem, world of trouble, especially Watson on that right having so much space. And you can see even now Lorraine for St. George's has come back So maybe that's something that Coach Neville Bell has seen early as well.
Yeah, he's really a threat.
It would be hard not to see that that issue. But will it be alleviated?
Here's one-less. Beautiful turn. Good defending that. Could have spared St. George's some blushes.
Maybe this can be a chance for St. George's to build some possession, try and slow down the game a bit, because Tivoli have been attacking at a pretty frantic rate.
Yeah. Here's Watson again. Being tracked by the defensive player that have been. Here's Jackson now. Wasn't able to bring it under control.
That is a threat that St. George's has now with Joshua Jackson up front. They are a team that of course likes to play the ball around, but with Jackson constantly stretching that back line of opposing defenses, they'll always have the threat of a quick ball in behind.
One less. Playing that out. Daniel Williams doing good defensive work there to block any attempted cross or any further skill from his part, but the press for the counter press rather has been very good for Tivoli, really bringing St. George's under pressure.
In the first 13 and a half minutes or so, St. George is really yet to get a foothold in this game.
Burkett being hounded by Deshaun Tate. Here's Jackson.
It's just Jackson impeded at the top of the box, sandwiched by two Tivoli Gardens defenders on that occasion. Seems as if the guilty party was Charleston Williams on that occasion. And now this will be a very interesting free kick situation. Right of center. It favors the left foot of Brian Burkett. He'll fancy this one. But we've already seen Adrian Reed score multiple free kicks this season as a part of his 11 goals. So what will it be? They have a dual threat to trouble Shakura there in that Tivoli Gardens goal. Tivoli Gardens high, of course. Will it be Burkett? Will it be Reed?
Burkett fires very low, but didn't beat the wall. Joshua Jackson tried the follow-up there from the rebound, but that went over the top.
It was probably a bit too close to try and get it up and over the wall, so he tried to go under it. But there were too many bodies to evade. Ended up being blocked, that shot. So here's Watson again. Still Watson.
Great skill being shown by Watson. To and fro. Giving all sorts of trouble to Jaheim Henry, who ended up fouling him. The nature of his game, he lends himself to being hounded and fouled, does Watson. But a foul in that area won't really do Tivoli Gardens much help. He needs that further down the pitch, perhaps in the box. That ball being trying to be sent up the box. Dorman tries to find Watson. He does. Turns inside. Wanless couldn't bring it down first time. Goes the way back to Stevenson. Dorman. Off Stevenson and out for a throw-in. That's Adrian Reed, the captain for today.
St. George's College, usually captained by Joel Brown. The head boy of the school as well is on the bench for this game. So Adrian Reed has assumed the responsibilities. But Coach Neville Bell has spoken at length to many of his players being in leadership positions, leadership roles in the team. It's not just the person wearing the armband, and that's important to have in a young squad as well. A young squad that's looking to grow together, especially for next season, seeing that Brown won't be there. So maybe Reed, who is just 17 years of age, or Burkett, who was the captain last year, could step up and take up that role and lead the team yet again. But for now, they need some leaders on the ball in this game, because it's been all Tivoli so far.
Good defensive work that for Dom, and he's still being hounded, but they get to break now. The pass isn't good from Kimali Smith. Normally plays on the left-hand side of Smith, but he's more in the center. Playing more of a number 10 role.
Unable to keep that one in Watson.
Lorraine takes it. They battle Lorraine. Wanless trying to get on the end of this one. Horatio Wanless sends across. Cut out in time. Danger not yet averted. Or maybe it is. Deshaun Tate really didn't have any bearings on that particular pass. Here's Wanless. Still Wanless. Finally gets it across, but the deflection really impeded the power and the placement it had. Smith now on the ball. Finds Dorman. Good skill by Dorman. Getting away from two defenders. Stevens back to Dorman. Smith trying to have a neat flick, but that didn't get through. All the way back to Tate.
Tivoli looking to become a force, or to become a force again in under 19 schoolboy football.
Watson on the ball. Burkett did well there quickly to avert the danger. Won a throw in the end for St. George's College, did Brian Burkett.
Tivoli Gardens High School, a very successful team in the 90s. Won a Manning Cup in 1999 and 2 Walker Cup titles in 1994 and 1996. The last of which, the last title, Walker Cup title that they've won. So far the possession is in favor of Tivoli, 60% to 40. St. George's aren't used to seeing that statistic. The Tivoli Gardens also had some good times in the late 70s as well, winning a Manning Cup and a Walker Cup title in that decade as well. So they are a team that are used to winning titles. They want to get back to that feeling, however, and this could be a step in doing so.
Has the distinction of having had Dennis Denden Hutchinson on the part of that team, would have then gone on to Clarendon College, then to win the Costa Cup with Clarendon College. Perhaps one of few to have won both the Manning and the Costa Cups. St. George's, they have a free kick. Taken quickly. Reed with the shot. Saved by Adair. Goes to Jackson. Just to have handled the ball, did Jackson. Really did well to get that shot off, did Reed. Adair had to punch it away at full stretch. 23rd minute of play. Tivoli Gardens to take that kick. Henry did well to head it away. Now it's with Reed. Trying to find it, Burkett, but that was cut out of touch in the end.
Now it's St. George's looking to grow into this game.
Lorraine takes it quickly to Matthew Spence. Burkett tries to deliver, but it was ended up being a shot that was tame. Taken easily by Adair.
Not the best clearance by Adair in that instance. There's a high boot by Jaheim Henry. Kimarley Smith on the receiving end of said high boot. Now it's Tivoli Gardens with a
Here they come again, St. George's through Reed, the captain. Sends it all the way to Adair in goal. Was trying to bring Joshua Jackson in the play, but ended up being overcooked. Here's Watson. Now with Johnson. St. George's, they've done well to impede the freedom at which Tivoli Gardens has started the game. There's Christopher Nicholas, the head coach for Tivoli Gardens. Knows the community so well. O'Neill almost lost possession there. But here, Tivoli Gardens has it now. Watson to McIntosh. Back to Watson. Brian Burkett did well. O'Neill now under pressure. They clear, but only to Charleston Williams, who plays it to his goalkeeper.
St. George's press isn't an intense one, so there is time for Tivoli Gardens to play it around as they recycle.
Here's Wanless. Does well to get by one defender. Wanless, can he deliver a beautiful cross? He does! And a beautiful header right in the nick, right at the right moment, in the right position was Dwayne Johnson. And Tivoli Gardens, it's certainly not against the run of play. Deserve it, in my opinion. They take the lead.
And they've been threatening down the wings the entire game so far. It was very good play, circulating the ball from the back all the way to the front. And Wanless had the better of his defender and ended up putting a brilliant cross in. Dwayne Johnson must have been So surprised that there was no one around him. Couldn't believe his luck. But when the luck arrived to him, it was a very good cushioned header, made no mistake. And he's put Tivoli Gardens High in the lead in this Walker Cup semi-final.
It is said that good preparation produces luck, and they've really been preparing on the flanks, Tivoli Gardens. One less on the left with a beautiful delivery. And I tell you what, they're trying it again, but that one was a bit overcooked. Jaquil Pottinger plays it out.
I spoke earlier about the flanks being such a danger area for St. George's in terms of how they're defending them with their three at the back formation. And that time, Wanless got the better of his wing back, put in the cross, and at the back post, there was no wing back tracking or no outside centre back tracking that run by Dwayne Johnson. Left him a completely free header, was unmarked the entire play, and it was in the end very poor defending, but very good play by Tivoli. Started that all the way from their keeper. It's been patterns of play this entire game for Tivoli.
Here's Johnson, the goal scorer again. Gets by Pottinger. Still Johnson. Johnson plays it through to Smith. Smith! Couldn't get it on target.
And it's Tivoli Gardens piling on the pressure. Playing some lovely football. That time it was Dwayne Johnson attacking from a central area, laying it off. And Kimarley Smith just splicing that shot a little bit wide. And Tivoli Gardens all over St. George's at this point.
Yeah. And it's continuing, isn't it? Here's St. George's with Matthew Spence. But Darmon does well. Again, it's Wanless having the better of Daniel Williams on that left side. Showing some skill there. Now the cross. Almost got through to Johnson again, but the play reset with Stevenson. Wanless plays through Stevenson. Beautiful give and go there. Played it out of touch though. Good defensive cover. So St. George's being urged to calm down by their coach Neville Bell.
That is what he preaches, but it's easier said than done for these young players. Especially when they're being bombarded with attack after attack from this Tivoli Gardens High unit.
Matthew Spence under pressure. Does well to find Reed. Reed sends it to Tayshawn O'Neill. His control was wayward. Gave Tivoli some space, but still possession with them through Burkett. Sends it wide. Burkett now receives the give and go. Turns it back. Burkett with a cross. Trying to bring Reed in the play, and the header was wide. Beautiful build-up play. Beautiful pass that to find Reed from Burkett. He just couldn't bring it on target.
And it was their two danger men at the heart of that attack. Brian Burkett dictating down the right, waiting on that run, that late run from Reed down the left. It was a good floated ball in, but he just couldn't keep that header down. But that's a encouraging sign for St. George's College.
Yeah.
Let's see if they can build on that.
Watson does well. Good first time control. Here's Johnson, the scorer. Gets by the defender. He's thrown goal. Johnson has one more defender to beat. He sends it across. And Wanless couldn't bring it under control. Here's Stevenson now. Still piling the pressure is Tivoli. Here the cross there was blocked. And that's a throw in. Make that a corner kick, I beg your pardon.
It's Tivoli still
they take
such nuisances to the St. George's College team.
Here's a play with Watson again. Dorman tries to fire. Always going high, leaning behind that one. Didn't get his head over it at all.
And I mentioned earlier that Tivoli Gardens' last title was in 1999, that Manning Cup. It actually was their Walker Cup title that they won in 2005, their fourth. Looking to add to that, it would be their fifth. I would bring them level fourth in the standings for most Walker Cup titles.
O'Brien trying to play that one in the box. Cleared, but only to Adrian Reed now.
And there's some miscommunication on that side.
Yeah, Matthew Spence really should have gone on to that one. Joshua Jackson was in an offside position. So it's a throw for Tivoli. They take it quickly. Kimali Smith hasn't seen as much of the ball as perhaps I'm used to seeing him have in the center of the park. Here they come again. Dorman, Jaime Dorman. Out, hustled there. Reed now on the ball to O'Neill. To Burkett. Here's Reed. Trying to bring Williams in the play, but Williams intercepted by Stevenson. Now it's Wanless. Trying to use pace, but ended up playing it out of touch. Seems to be having a lot of fun. Horatio Wanless on the left-hand side.
Tivoli Gardens high with their Walker Cup titles in 1978, 1994, 1996 and 2005. But St. George's have won many Walker Cup titles as well, and they tend to win them in bunches. They won 3 straight Walker Cups, 1983, 1984, 1985. Again in the early 90s, 1991, 1992 and 1993. Won the Walker Cup in 2011 as well. They also won the very first Walker Cup, so they are prestigious in that regard in 1961. So this is a tournament that they don't take lightly. But as Tivoli Gardens are proving, they aren't taking it lightly either. And they've been the better team for, what's this, the first 33 minutes and 22 seconds. St. George's have a lot of changes to make, if not necessarily personnel-wise, but certainly tactically, because they haven't been their best in that regard
Spence
so
trying
far.
to play through Jackson. Deshaun Tate did well there to shield it all the way to Shakir Adair. Wanless on the ball. Winning a corner kick, there was Wanless. So the place has certainly cooled down more than just a shade. Here's the corner kick. Comes in. Cleared by Williams, but it comes only to Stevenson. Stevenson sends it wide. Kimali Smith on the ball. Back to Stevenson. Daniel Williams there in a tussle with him. Stevenson comes out with the ball. Burkett does well just to shield it all the way outside for a goal kick for St. George's College.
It's almost as if there's a reversal in roles. St. George's College, a team that are used to keeping the ball, manipulating space that the opponent gives them, but in this game so far it's been Tivoli, the team that have been keeping the ball, manipulating space. Their players have been very calm in possession, never seem flustered.
Jackson
and it's
trying to flick it over there, lost possession.
And it's been St. George's that have been trying to play in the transition, trying to play longer ball through the channels, trying to get to Jackson, trying to get to Matthew Spence. They haven't been successful so far.
Here's Williams. His attempted cross was blocked.
But they have won a corner for their efforts.
Yeah.
Can a set piece be the way that St. George's get themselves back into this game? It's going to be Brian Burkett. It's going to be their first corner. It's going to be Brian Burkett to swing this one in.
Here it comes. High. Shaim Henry there was trying to get on the end of it. But here's Watson being hounded. Watson by Lorraine and Henry.
He would have done well to get out of that predicament.
Yeah.
Couldn't do so with the ball.
Offside there being called on Matthew Spence, I believe. 57 minutes of play. Tivoli Gardens with the lead. And with the throw. Here's St. George's. Spence to Burkett, trying to bring through Reed. Can Reed make something out of this? Does great to get by the defender, who in turn had to foul him.
It was Charleston Williams trying to make up for being beat in the first instance by Adrian Reed. It was a lovely piece of skill. Completely deceived. Charleston Williams had to come back and make a tackle, and in the end it was an illegal one.
Yeah.
And this led to St. George's having a free kick here.
Malik Lorraine and Matthew Spence. Singularly now. Lorraine rather. Two-man wall set up by goalkeeper Adair. Just about 5 St. George's College players in the box. Oh, it beat the keeper. No one was on the end of that one. Adair really should have done much better to handle that one.
Yeah, Adair was just grasping at thin air there, and it was 2 St. George's players ghosting into that 6-yard area, but neither of them could get a fatal touch into the goal. Tayshawn O'Neal there almost didn't recognize him with that haircut. Been seeing him with a higher one so far this season. He's changed it up, but
a high one just like yours.
That one's not appropriate for most schools. But it's Wanless again, terrorizing.
Thorn. Yeah, he's been a thorn. Look at the skill. Still Wanless. Attempted cross, blocked by Burkett, but now Matthew Spence.
And there's St. George's again trying to hit the channels, but having almost no success doing so. Trying to play a transitional style of football. That's not a good clearance by Adair again. But his team have recovered somewhat.
O'Neal to Jackson. He's trying to play through Adrian Reed.
That's going to be a foul. That's going to be a yellow card. It's Joshua Jackson who's injured. It's going to be Deshaun Tate who's be going into this referee's book as soon as he gets up, and yes, there it is. Deshaun Tate has a goal to his name this season. But that yellow card will surely mean that he has more yellow cards than goals this season. But this will be a free kick for St. George's. It will be Adrian Reed over this one, and Burkett as per usual. Dual threat.
Yeah, just a replay of that particular play from Tate.
As I mentioned earlier,
on the foot of Joshua Jackson.
As I mentioned earlier, Reed has scored multiple free kicks this season. Did so in the very first game of the season against Ardennes.
Here's Reed. Fires it into the wall, or into traffic rather. Not much of a wall. And Shakir Adair had to mop up, but he's in some amount of pain. Is Adair.
Yeah, not the best of free kicks again.
They are the St. George's supporters. More than under the weather. Hoping for a breakthrough, hoping for a chance for silverware. Tayshawn O'Neill had a great opportunity to bring them in the contest from this set piece. Beautiful delivery by Spence, beating the keeper, and O'Neill was the man there.
He just didn't commit, did he? He just didn't commit. He was there looking around for another teammate saying, hey, why didn't you go snap the back post? But he was right there.
I think he would have been a bit more penitent. He seemed to be arguing with the other players.
Yeah, that probably should have been his goal.
Yeah.
But in the end, that was St. George's best chance of the game so far, and it wasn't taken. Tivoli Gardens have created a decent amount of chances. They have taken one.
Jamani, relax son and keep the ball moving.
And there's Neville preaching relaxation, keeping the ball moving amongst his players. That's always his message.
I wonder what's his message.
Keep it up. He's no stranger to scoring goals in the black and orange uniform at both school and Premier League level for Tivoli Gardens. So
saw a beautiful touch just a while ago by Neville Bell. Still has it.
They say you never lose it, so
perhaps I still have it then. Here's St. George's, cleared by Tivoli. Dorman there.
Foul has gone against him in the end.
Yeah.
Seems to be in some discomfort. Needing some treatment as the first half winds down.
Well, he's back up on his feet. Jaime Dorman, the number 18 for Tivoli Gardens.
Go my side.
But it's a free kick for St. George's, punted up by Donald. Spence. Burkett there being fouled by Odin Wilson. Yeah, it was nibbling at his heels. Matthew Spence, who had that beautiful delivery that could have been a goal for St. George's, is behind it. So is Adrian Reed.
I think this one is going to be Adrian Reed's again. He's usually a potent free kick taker. Had a disappointing one, or it might be Spence after all. They vacated it for him. Same result.
In the wall.
There's going to be 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half.
Ball punted upfield. Flick on header was trying to get Watson in the play. Has been a bit quiet. Here's McIntosh. Loses out. Spence does well to turn, but McIntosh tracking back. Was able to hold the ball away from Spence, who ended up playing it out for a throw-in. This in the second of 2 minutes of added time in the first half. Charleston Williams plays it back. Stevenson now on the ball. Dorman sends it all the way back to Tate, who found Stevenson. Still holding the ball is Stevenson. Manages to play it up now. Here's Wanless. Sends across. Can Watson get on the end of it? Cleared, but only to McIntosh, who tries to play through Watson. Cut out by Lorraine. Here's Dorman. He's trying to take a shot, but hesitated. And Reed now gets the opportunity to play it out. But the referee has seen enough. It's enough of the first half. The semi-final in the Walker Cup between Tivoli Gardens and St. George's College. Tivoli Gardens are taking the lead. St. George's left to chase. You don't see that often. Joshua Jackson has been in it, trying to work his way through, but that man, Horatio Wanless, what a thorn he's been, and that's a goal scorer. Dwayne Johnson. The officials, they have their own talk, but yeah, at the half, Tivoli Gardens 1, St. George's College 0. Walker Cup action on your home of champions.
This broadcast is brought to you by Digicel, better together. KFC, it's finger licking good. True Shake, shake and go with True Shake. Water, land of good and water. And Connex.
What does freedom look like? It's being on the open road, exploring alone or with each other. Go anywhere and everywhere. Discover new paths or rediscover old ones. Why wait? Hit the road. Be free-spirited again. Book with Island Car Rentals. Enjoy the thrill that freedom brings.
Digicel Prime Broadband bundles give you more data. Share memories. As it's the season of giving, enjoy enough pickings this Christmas with a chance to pick and win your share of over 16 million in cash and prizes. Plus, get 25% off a 7 or 28-day Prime Broadband bundle in the My Digicel app today. Enter to pick and win with Digicel this Christmas.
Welcome back to the National Stadium East Field. Semi-final action in the Walker Cup of the 2022 season of Schoolboy football. Tivoli Gardens leading St. George's College 1-0. Here are the first half highlights. Yeah, Tivoli Gardens would have gotten the proceedings going, and they had the better of play Action as early as that at first half shot by Dwayne Johnson. They would continue through Watson, who was a thorn on the right hand side until adjustments were made by St. George's. That cross coming across to Johnson, couldn't get a proper contact on it, went out wide. That was a shot attempt from Adrian Reed Jr. and Shakira Adair had to parry it away. But on the left hand side, Horatio Wanless had the better of Daniel Williams, went down to the byline. Delicious cross. Dwayne Johnson only had to set his head right, and that he did. A goal for Tivoli Gardens. They took the lead. Beautiful header, lots of composure, but immeasurable space he had. They would continue. Kimali Smith there fired wide after Johnson laid it off for him on the right hand flank. But a beautiful ball to Adrian Reed from Brian Burkett. He couldn't bring it on target. This was their greatest moment. Did St. George's College have Matthew Spence with a beautiful ball. Adair really should have done better in goal, but it came right in the path of Tayshawn O'Neill, who couldn't bring it, couldn't get any part of his body on it, and it went wide. A chance went to beg in for St. George's. Here are the match statistics for the first half. 6 shots, 1 on target for Tivoli Gardens. 6 2 on target for St. George's College. 12 fouls, 8 for Tivoli Gardens. A yellow card apiece. No red cards. 1 offside to St. George's. 2 corners for Tivoli, 1 for St. George's. 2 saves made by the Tivoli Gardens custodian. And they also have the lion's share of the possession, 54%. But they have the lead at the half. 1-0 to St. George's College. And well, we are in the half time and we're going to get the water break. And Janae is with the fans in the stands.
And I'm here in the stands with the fans. These are some boys from St. George's College. Not much in the stands, but these are the Pepsi boys here representing their school. Tell me how you feel about the match so far.
Well, I feel like my side will win. I'm confident in the boys, and even though we're 1-0 down, I feel like we can come back and win this.
Well, he says that he feels like you guys can come back after halftime. What do you think the scoreline will be if that's so?
The scoreline will be 3-1 to George's.
Well, I'm sure one day you'd want to represent your school. Anybody on the pitch playing right now that is your inspiration?
Of course, D. Joan Davis. He's a good keeper, and he's when I played to go when I trained in Manning Cup. He was a great influence.
And what number does he wear?
1.
Well, he says that he was number 1, and hoping that George's will be number 1 today. And we'll be back right after this break with more football action.
Jamaica, our land of good and water. How far we've come. What a mighty little island we are. We begin everything we do. Music, culture, sports, food. And just like the sun and everything that shines beneath it, our future looking bright. The youths have big shoes to fill, and water with every sip will contribute to education. After all, it takes a village to raise a child. And together, we are what make Jamaica the land of good and water.
Our country, 60 years free, is the land of wood, water, and speed. The kind of speed where as you quint, you connect from one point to the next with lots of coverage in between. That's the Digicel network experience. Working 24/7 to deliver on our promise to Jamaica, land we live and love. Digicel, made in Jamaica.
Why sign to KFC?
Because it's a big deal and it's so good that they can feed me off the wing. Yes.
How did you know the big deal was right for you?
The striker that I am, who doesn't love a hat-trick?
What about the season?
The season is great. I think we have the best 11 to do big things.
Score your own 3 pieces of delicious chicken, fries, and a drink with a big deal today. KFC, we still are do it big.
Grab your fave True Shake, packed with 9 grams protein, 30% calcium required per day, 24 key vitamins and minerals, 3 great flavors, vanilla, peanut, and butter pecan.
Try a True Shake. It's really good.
Quick and convenient meal replacement. Shake and go with True Shake.
Plug into Plus. With Digital Plus, you get simply more speed to enjoy super fast fiber internet, more features that put you in control, more reliability to surf, stream, and share with no interruptions. Plus, more power with a better Wi-Fi connection in every room to connect all your devices to your smart home. Plug into Plus, the home fiber network that gives you more. Digital Plus. Sign up today.
What does freedom look like? It's being on the open road, exploring alone or with each other. Go anywhere and everywhere. Discover new paths or rediscover old ones. Why wait? Hit the road. Be free-spirited again. Book with Island Car Rentals. Enjoy the thrill that freedom brings.
Watch your grape escape. Water. Why wait? Hydrated flavor with a touch of grape. Give it a taste. Water. And when you go on a base, get your water quick now.
It's new.
Yeah, grape. Service, give me a grape. Water. We're thirsty. Matter of fact, give me a late. Matter of fact, no time for waste. Give me a case. Grape water for fill up a lake. Ready my shake for this. Get the brand new, great tasting, refreshing grape water from Water. Great for the whole family. Grape escape. Water.
Connect Services is here to solve the connectivity problems of the modern world. Our services are broad-based, solar installation, structured networking, smart building solutions, 24-hour IT technical support services, and more. But they all come with the same promise of quality and professionalism. Contact us today.
On the go, grab your fave True Shake, packed with 9 grams protein, 30% calcium required per day, 24 key vitamins and minerals, 3 great flavors, vanilla, peanut, and butter pecan.
Try a True Shake. It's really good.
Quick and convenient meal replacement. Shake and go with True Shake.
Why sign to KFC?
Because it's a big deal and it's so good that they can feed me off the wing.
How did you know the big deal was right for you?
The striker that I am, who doesn't love a hat trick?
What about the season?
The season is great. I think we have the best 11 to do big things.
Score your own 3 pieces of delicious chicken, fries, and a drink with a big deal today. KFC, we still are do it big.
On the go, grab your fave True Shake, packed with 9 grams protein, 30% calcium required per day, 24 key vitamins and minerals, 3 great flavors, vanilla, peanut, and butter pecan.
Try a True Shake. It's really good.
Quick and convenient meal replacement. Shake and go with True Shake.
Why sign to KFC?
Because it's a big deal and it's so good that they can feed me off the wing.
How did you know the big deal was right for you?
The striker that I am, who doesn't love a hat trick?
What about the season?
The season is great. I think we have the best 11 to do big things.
Score your own 3 pieces of delicious chicken, fries, and a drink with a big deal today. KFC, we still are do it big.
Jamaica, our land of good and water. How far we've come. What a mighty little island we are. We begin everything we do. Music, culture, sports, food. And just like the sun and everything that shines beneath it, our future looking bright. The youths have big shoes to fill, And water, with every sip, will contribute to education. After all, it takes a village to raise a child. And together, we are what make Jamaica the land of good and water.
This broadcast is brought to you by Digicel, better together. KFC, it's finger licking good. True Shake, shake and go with True Shake. Water, land of good and water. And Connex.
Welcome back to the National Stadium East Field. Glenmuir versus York Castle in Ben Francis Cup on SportsMax 2, live Wednesday 1:15 p.m. 2:15 in the rest of the Caribbean. Edwin Allen, the defending champions, against Recees. Wednesday 3:15 p.m. 4:15 in the rest of the Caribbean. Action on SportsMax 2. Tivoli Gardens currently lead St. George's College a 0-0 in semi-final action of the Walker Cup here at the National Stadium East Field. One half of football left to play, and should it be level at the end of 90 minutes, we go to the dreaded penalties. St. George's, though, they must come back in this encounter. Tivoli Gardens leading, and you have to say they had the better of play as well. Adair had a bit of a fumble there, a scare, but he does manage now to clear it. Here's a Smith. Stevenson. Smith. Cleared all the way back to Tate, Deshaun Tate. Didn't do well enough. Williams has to mop up now. Stevenson, but it's with Burkett to O'Neill. Brings Williams in the play. Williams, can he deliver? No, Wanley says no. But he does give up a corner kick. As the lights come on at the Stadium East facility. Here's a corner kick. Poor defending, poor goalkeeping that by Adair. He just allowed that one to go way above him, and there was a header on. Adair hasn't really looked as sharp as you'd expect him.
It was indecisive goalkeeping there in the end by Adair, but didn't end up paying the price for said indecisiveness. Ended up winning a foul in the end, so all's well that ends well in his case. But in order for Tivoli Gardens to keep this lead, I'm sure he will be called upon at some point.
Yeah.
Christopher Nicholas there, Tivoli Gardens High coach, former Tivoli Gardens player. He's done very good things with this Tivoli Gardens High team this season. A team that hasn't won a title in excess of 17 years now, being that Walker Cup in 2005. In 2019, they didn't enter in 2021. In 2019 and 2018, they were second to last in the first round of their groups.
Here they come now, Tivoli Gardens with Dwayne Johnson. Wasn't able to connect effectively. St. George's College able to clear now.
Tivoli Gardens did enter last season actually, but they were said to be using ineligible players, so were disqualified in the end. But even before that, in 2019 and 2018, second to last in their first round group. 2017 lost in the second round, 10-1 on aggregate to Kingston College in that second round clash. But before that, the years preceding that, they really offered no threat in under 19 schoolboy football. So this, them doing this well is a welcome surprise. Finished third in their group this season, but it was a very competitive group, a group with Haile Selassie, who are in the Walker Cup final, awaiting the winner of this clash as Tivoli prepare to take their third corner of the encounter. And Charlie Smith, who Tivoli beat
wants them to take the corner
in the quarterfinals.
Charleston Williams was trying to get on the end of it. Comes to Dorman. Dorman fires from distance all the way to DeJohn Davis in goal for St. George's College. St. George's now. Spence spreads it to Reed. Trying to get through Jackson! Jackson! Oh, he couldn't finish it. Charleston Williams, the savior there for Tivoli Gardens after that goalmouth scare by St. George's. They now go on the other end. Tivoli Gardens, one-less now on the ball. Trying to take on Jaime Henry. McDonald rather. McDonald does well and Henry helps him. Comes to Stevenson. To Dorman. Takes it down well. Under pressure from O'Neill. Brings it back to Stevenson. One-less.
And Dean, you were speaking about goalkeeper Shakur Adair. And oh dear, he was left in no man's land after a poor attempt at a clearance by Deshaun Tate, and in the end it was Charleston Williams who got in the way and made the clearance.
Here's Reed.
Tivoli Gardens, a team that hasn't been the best defensively, because in the group stage of the Manning Cup they scored the most goals in that very competitive group that I mentioned earlier with 20. But the reason why they finished third in that group is because they ended up conceding 13 in that very same group. Only 3 clean sheets across all competitions this season. So you have to think that if they're going to get out of this tie and get to the final, they have to score more than one.
Tries to find it. Jackson. The header fortuitously still played through Jackson, but they get to rebound as Tivoli.
And that's disappointing.
Yeah.
To say the least by Joshua Jackson. Especially someone like him who has 10 goals this season. He would have looked to do better there. His eyes lit up. But the second half has started at a good tempo. St. George's College showing much more threat than they did in the first. And Tivoli Gardens high now being asked some questions at the back. And it's one-less trying to chase this one down. Will he?
He gets it, sends it across. Can it come to Johnson? No, it goes to Smith. Smith?
That was always going to be difficult. He wanted that one on his right foot. Maybe should have let it drop on his left. He probably didn't trust it enough in that instance.
Yeah.
That was always going to be a difficult angle. You see him coming around it here. If he's going to kick it that way, he has to try and kick it in the far post. So not the right placement there, but it was a good chance in the end. Ball broke to him at the back post.
Take the throw quickly. Able to clear St. George's, leaving themselves in a spot of bother. Darman to Stevenson, back to Darman. They'll reset the play from the back now. Charleston Williams punts it upfield. Burkett plays for Jackson. Tried to give and go, but that didn't go. Jaime Henry there playing it out to touch.
And now all of a sudden Tivoli Gardens not looking as assured with the touches that they're taking. The calmness that they had in the first half isn't there. And that's because St. George's are applying pressure but they are applying pressure still as well, and they've won a foul. Daniel Watson, who was a constant thorn, especially in the first 25 minutes or so in the first half.
They take it quickly.
It is Watson taking it, but it was to no one.
Smith trying to get by Williams. Still Smith. Stevenson sends the cross. Couldn't connect. Handball to Daniel Watson there. The top of the D. Good header by McIntosh. Plays it out. Darman spreads it wide. It's with Stevenson trying to bring Smith into play. Couldn't keep it in touch.
Dorman has had a very good game so far in that Tivoli Gardens midfield. His composure hasn't waned. The composure of his counterpart 18 for St. George's hasn't waned as well either, Deshaun O'Neill.
Here's Kimani Smith. Plays it with Watson. Watson out of sync with him on that occasion.
We're seeing much more rotation in the Tivoli Gardens. That's a very good ball through. Can Wanless get there? But we're seeing a lot of rotation in the Tivoli Gardens front line. Wanless now on the right. We're seeing Kimani Smith on the left where he operated more so in behind the striker. Now we're seeing Daniel Watson in that central area.
Here's ball played up for Jackson. The red card is gonna be shown.
That was a high boot in there. We'll have to see that one back. And the red card has been shown to Joshua Jackson.
Yeah,
a really high boot.
Yeah, dangerous play. That the red card being given for. Tate there on the receiving end of that.
I didn't see it at first, but on replay, that's a really awful looking one. Studs up.
Yeah.
Right into the chest and face area.
So it's an early shower for Joshua Jackson, being sent off in the 56th minute. And St. George's College, they are under more pressure now as one of their go-to men sent off. Desmond Tate there in a lot of pain. He's been aided to his feet, or aided upright, by the trainers and physiotherapists, the medical staff there on hand as well.
And it's a little bit unfortunate for Joshua Jackson because he was going for the ball, but you can't go for the ball in that way.
Yeah.
His foot was up really high and his studs were in the forefront of that action, and once he made contact, he was always going to give the referee a decision to make, and it was a very good decision in the end because
it had to be. Yeah, couldn't have been any other decision really.
At first I was a bit confused, wondering if a penalty had been given because the direction that the referee had pointed, but after seeing that replay is a very telling one, and it's a well-deserved red card in that instance. And as you said, it's one of their key men, one of their key goal scorers.
Yeah.
And if they wanted to get back into the game, they'd wanted to have him on the pitch, not only for his goal scoring ability, but also for the threat he poses in transition, running those channels. But now it's going to be very difficult for the St. George's College unit.
And isn't it ironic that just a few minutes before this he had a glorious opportunity, but he just really couldn't get the opportunity to connect as he really should have. Yeah, so it's still 1-0. Tivoli Gardens lead in St. George's College in the 58th minute of play. It's a Walker Cup semi-final action. Tivoli Gardens, they currently have one hand in the final.
Because they're not only one goal up, but they're also a man up as well. Joshua Jackson being sent off for St. George's College. And Tivoli Gardens, who have posed a threat all day in an attacking sense, will now be licking their lips as well, playing against 10 men. They've won a throw in an attacking area.
They take it quickly. Stevenson plays through. Watson sends across. And Johnson was not sure why the play was called back, or if there was an offside there. Certainly somebody's down.
It looks as if it's Tate again in a lot of discomfort.
Yeah.
Not sure if he's still feeling the effects of that Joshua Jackson challenge, or if it was another incident. It might be.
Yeah, they are looking at the action on the SportsMax app, I'm sure. Perhaps they are seeing themselves on the camera now. Or they're about to.
They were probably a little bit unaware as to why Joshua Jackson was sent off. They probably didn't see it in live. Well, this is why.
Yeah. Yeah. Looked a bit bemused, did Jackson. But the referee on hand, Andrew Hayden, he was not amused. So a substitution being made by St. George's College. So Joel Brown, the captain, comes on for Daniel Williams.
And that's going to be the end of Deshaun Tate as well. Seems as if he couldn't carry on. Wayne Houston coming in for him around the back. The St. George's change is interesting, especially the one which is Matthew Spence for Kajan James. Usually a central midfielder, Kajan James, but in this instance he'll just be used for his transitional power. Very hard running player, so maybe that's the thinking behind that, trying to stretch a Tivoli Gardens line even just with one player. Matthew Spence wouldn't have been able to do that.
Here's Joel Brown, sends across, but couldn't get it to any designated St. George's player. Tivoli Gardens able to clear now. That pass, the intended target was Dwayne Johnson, the goal scorer from the first half. He plays it back to McIntosh. Couldn't keep it in touch. St. George's now on the front foot, playing that forward.
That's the transition threat I was talking about.
Agent Reed takes a shot. Goalkeeper Deere made a meal of that one. And a penalty has been given. They were knocking and knocking. And Charleston Williams fouling Brian Burkett there in the box.
And although that's a penalty one, that was excellent coaching. I mentioned just a while ago that Kajan James was brought on for his transitional threat, and there was that transition. He held up the ball well, passed it to Reed, who looked for Burkett. And after a spillage by Shakora Dare, who hasn't been very sure-handed in this game, there was a foul in the end by Charleston Williams, and St. George's have a glorious opportunity to bring themselves level.
Steps up and he fires high! Burkett! You would have never expected that! Brian Burkett fired it into the horizon!
Well, They said the ball never lies. There were claims from the Tivoli Gardens high players that Burkett had dived to win that penalty. And then he got the penalty and he blazed it over. Way over.
Tivoli speared their blushes again.
And you can see just the surprise, the frustration of the St. George's bench as that penalty was taken. But it definitely doesn't look like it's St. George's College with the 10 men in this instance. They're looking to force the issue. Tivoli Gardens looking to slow the game down now.
Always is a threat. The team goes a man down. There's a level of life that they normally play with.
It's really just being fearless. They have nothing more to lose. So they just have to go for it. There's going to be more substitutions now. For first, it's going to be Ryan O'Neill Francis. It'll be Kimali Smith making way. Ryan O'Neill Francis with 4 goals, 3 assists this season. Has started a number of games. He'll be looking to make an impact. And this change now for St. George's will be their number 15 making way. Lorraine making way for Rashid Hans. Another player who usually starts. Hans.
Here's the corner kick from Tivoli. Comes the way of Johnson. That shot took a deflection, weakened. But St. George is able to clear now. Searching ball. Adair has really had a terrible game. Unsure, unconvincing. Speared blushes again though. Substitute coming on, plays it to Darman. Looking for the call, but the referee said nothing wrong with that one. St. George is on the ball. Reed with Henry. Interception that. Not quite. Watson there. Seeking to get the ball. Can't get by the 3 defenders there.
There's a lot of bundling over on that side, but in the end it's Tivoli Gardens who emerges with the ball. John James looking to make a nuisance of himself again.
Darman spreads it wide. Stevenson sends it to Wanless. Beautiful cross. Not so beautiful in the end.
Wanless has returned to that left-hand side after the substitutions have been made. Darman ever the calm presence in that Tivoli Gardens midfield.
Here's Wanless. Finds Stevenson. Stevenson does great. Descended across, but it's cut out. St. George's now trying to play forward. Tivoli looking a bit unsure at the back. O'Neill there with a high boot.
Didn't see too much wrong with that one, but referee deemed it an infringement.
Tivoli Gardens using long balls, but having a lot of passing.
Got the ball there. He did.
Yeah.
Wouldn't say it was a dive by Burkett, but it certainly wasn't a foul. And in the end, the penalty was skied.
Penalty was fouled. It was a foul penalty.
And that's more very good work there by Kajan James.
Yeah, has brought a lot of life to the St. George's College attack. They have a free kick though.
And they're flooding the box with players, only leaving one player back to deal with the threat of any Tivoli counter-attack.
Goalkeeper punches it up in the air. Poor clearance, but it was saved off the line. Speed blushes again. And it's played out for a corner kick.
And I don't think Tivoli Gardens will want to give away too many set pieces. There's Never doing kind gestures as per usual, stretching out the opposing player, Dwayne Johnson, who got his third goal of the season to put Tivoli Gardens ahead in this game. But Tivoli will not want to give away too many set pieces against St. George's, especially with the form that their goalkeeper is showing. Very unsure with the flight of certain balls, so any ball in that box could be mayhem, could be chaos. So let's see what this Brian Burkett delivery will bring.
It's another corner kick for St. George's. Able to be cleared, but only just. Trying to make a shot was Joel Brown. Burkett still has it.
And he's won a foul. St. George is suddenly full of life. And Tivoli Gardens certainly lacked the composure that they showed in that first half.
Yeah.
That's knockout football. That's exciting football. It's a Walker Cup 2022. These two teams vying for a place in the final to extend their legacy in the competition. Tivoli trying to win their 5th. St. George's College looking to win their 10th and record 10th.
So it's a two-man wall being set up by Tivoli Gardens. The referee giving them some instructions, but Brian Burkett stands behind it. Flood of blue and white in the box, so is a flood of black and orange. Burkett into the wall, still has it, tries to scoop it over. Offside there being called.
I'm not sure if Reed was offside in that instance, but everyone else certainly was. And Tivoli survived that scare, that flurry of set pieces. And now they'll be looking to slow the game right down. Take as much time as they can with this set piece. Try and get the ball as high as possible into St. George's territory and keep it there for as long as possible. And maybe even score another goal, who knows?
You do reckon that another Tivoli goal would put an end to this contest? It would really knock the life out of St. George's College, who really sprung to life. They take the kick quickly. Comes to Brown. Beautiful delivery from Brown. Who can get on the end of it? Wow, he finally makes a save with both hands. Does the goalkeeper there. Punts it upfield. Beautifully taken. Well, it really wasn't in the end, but the attempt was wonderful from Watson. St. George's College, though, playing it out for a throw-in under no pressure whatsoever. And Tivoli Gardens, yeah, he's telling them to move. He asked them if they were tired.
I'm sure no player would answer yes. They want to stay on that pitch,
especially with a lead and a chance to continue history. What a good turn that was.
He's deemed to have handled it in the end. Daniel Watson hasn't had the impact that he had in the first 20-25 minutes. Hasn't had that impact since.
Ball punted upfield. You've mentioned the composure of Tivoli Gardens has really been lacking, especially in the last 15 minutes. Can they settle themselves well now? Trying to do something a bit too special on that occasion, didn't come off. He's trying to connect with Darman, who's been having a very good game. Jaime Darman. It's a throw in their own half. They take it quickly. Trying to boot it upfield. Darman. They get the opportunity to clear now. Comes to O'Neill. Sends it forward, trying to find Burkett. Outnumbered. Adair did well there. And game management would dictate that he really fall on that ball, but I guess he's really not much of a manager.
That was very good work in the end by Pottinger.
Yeah. Played up. Burkett trying to get on the end of that one.
This one his team are throwing. Just by putting himself about. That's very good work coming back there. And one less.
It's a marauding presence of St. George's College trying to get the equalizer in this encounter. Burkett to Pottinger.
You can tell that they really want to get back into this game. They really want to win this game. St. George's trying to put as many balls into the box as possible. Probably that's the reason why a lot of uncertain behavior within that defense and in that goalkeeper region for Tivoli. Not on this occasion.
Easily handled by Adair. Wanless holding the ball. Wanless played out in the end by Joel Brown.
There's going to be another substitution. Dwayne Johnson, goal scorer for Tivoli Gardens, the match winner at this current point, being replaced by Omario Rowe. Maybe that energy up front will help to see out this game.
Wanless was trying to dummy there, but here it comes. Ryan O'Neill Francis was trying to get around the St. George's College defense.
It's going to be a foul. More good work there by Kajan James. Has worked very hard since coming on. Has been a makeshift striker in this system since St. George's have gone down to 10 men. Has really pressurized that defense of Tivoli Gardens High.
Ball sent in. Comes to O'Neill. Tried a shot.
It was just floated over really in the end by O'Neill. No real venom in it. You would have expected Adair to save that one even if it was on target.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. So Tivoli Gardens has a goal kick. Around 11 and a half minutes plus stoppages left in this Walker Cup semi-final.
Here's Stevenson on the ball. Does well to spread it deep to Wanless. Wanless taking his time in the corner flag thereabout. Throw goes the other way. Booted upfield by St. George's College. Brian Burkett there on the end of it. Spreads it in the path of James. Yeah, it's been that kind of game for them.
Couldn't apply the finish there, James, and that's the side of his game that isn't suited to striking. Got that chance there, but lacked some serious composure. Just blazed that chance over in the end. That was a really big chance.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Will they come to regret not taking that one? That in addition to the penalty, as you see Marcel Gale there, the assistant coach for St. George's College, but that in addition to the penalty. Two guilted chances.
Here's Ryan O'Neill Francis for Tivoli. Easily handled by Dijon Davis, who now plays it upfield. Stevenson. Shot from distance. High and wide in the end.
And to see yet another substitution. Fourth for Tivoli Gardens High. After the next time the ball goes out. It's intercepted by Gorman.
He was way offside.
Went very early. Daniel Watson. Too early in the end. We're still waiting on that substitution. They're not going to make it right now.
Ball sent deep again. Brian Burkett trying to get on the end of this one. Here's Wanless with the row to his outside. Good defended by Joel Brown. Center field. Should be handled easily. Yes. That's what you do when you want to manage a game. As they really should be trying to do.
Doesn't want to take too long now.
He can't, but they can definitely make the change, and that would really plays it up. Wanless. Watson. Let that roll. Did well. But the defender was able to clear the danger. Offside. To John James. Now the change will be made. Johnny Smith, number 3. Will come on for Tivoli Gardens. And Johnny Smith will come on in his stead instead of Jaheim Dorman. Jaheim Dorman really had a very good game.
Certainly not being happy to be taken off at this juncture.
Certainly, I wouldn't be happy either, based on the kind of game that I would have seen him play. Yeah, I really think that he has held the middle of the park very well for them. Perhaps not now, since they're not really passing the ball as much as they used to. But he has really been a very good midfielder for them. Charleston Williams, player seemed to be down. He'll be stretched off.
Will this be another change for Tivoli now? Definitely might need to. You certainly don't want to be playing with 10 men as St. George's are. But they haven't looked like it.
Yeah.
Since going to 10 men.
A lot of life. Unable to clear there was Hans giving up a throw in. McIntosh steps forward to take it. Watson there on the ball now. Plays through the substitute to Johnny Smith.
Not the best first contribution there, but Wanley's working hard to keep that one in play.
Slowing down the play as well, telling his defenders to be a bit calm. Here's Burkett, has been a live wire, sends it across. Adrian Reed to O'Neill. O'Neill sends it across to Joel Brown.
It's going to be a corner, an unnecessary one now for St. George's. What can they do with this chance? They're going to flood players forward.
As well they should. Opted not to take this one short. Brian Burkett.
6 players in the box for St. George's. 2 on the edge of it.
Here's a corner kick. Shot there, blocked in the end.
He was just dragged wide by Adrian Reed. Fell to a player that they would have wanted it to fall to, but just couldn't get the right contact, couldn't direct it. Once again, Tivoli Gardens not dealing with the chance well. In the end, when it fell to Reed, just really snatched at it.
Time is definitely not on the side of St. George's College now. Tivoli Gardens trying to hold out to make another trip to the Walker Cup final. Here's Watson. Watson blocked. They rebound though with Stevenson. That cross ended up being a pass directly to the goalkeeper, Dejon Davis. But here comes St. George's. Hans tries to play that one for Kavan James, but it falls now to Reed, to O'Neill. O'Neill to James. James fires way wide. It's not been their day. It's not been their day at all.
Well, I spoke about him not having that striker instinct to finish certain chances. He was brought on for his hard work. He might have been a tad bit outside, but he was brought on for his hard work in that area. But now 2 chances have fallen to him, and he's gotten them horribly wrong. Kajan James, the bench can't believe it. Neville Bell probably can't either, but you saw him encouraging the player to continue.
Here's Tivoli Gardens. Dejon Davis had to really go very strong there.
And go strong he did.
Mario Rowe.
We're expecting around 5 minutes of added on time.
On the end of that one, got the ball.
I said you went in strong. You definitely did.
Mario Rowe still not fully up. Here's a throw in. Rowe finally on his feet, still in a lot of pain. St. George's tried to clear, but they concede another throw in. McIntosh. One went for throwing to St. George's now. Still in lots of pain is Mario Rowe.
Finally getting some treatment on that side.
Almost lost it in a dangerous position. Did St. George's. Tishawn O'Neill now ready to break.
It's going to be 6 minutes of added on time, and temporarily St. George's and Tivoli have 10 minutes each.
Hands. Sends it, and it's punched out by Adair. That was done with conviction. Burkett.
Not his best effort.
High into the night sky. It's time for the SportsMax app moment, and it came in the 26th minute of play. Horatio Wanless, a terrorist on the left hand side, send it across. Dwayne Johnson doing the business. That's the goal that separates the two teams. Beautiful finish, beautiful cross. Acres of space he had, and yes, he did build on it. The SportsMax app moment brought to you by the SportsMax app. Here, St. George's. They've really come alive in this the second half. Sending a lot of crosses, long balls into the box. And yeah, game management at its best. Shakur Adair on his feet now, punts it up. Pottinger did well to hold it, but couldn't find John James, Johnny Smith, bringing himself under a lot of pressure, but able to clear. It's with Wanless, taking his time. Wanless. Horatio Wanless finally makes the pass. It's to Watson. Watson's first touch let him down. St. George's College now on the ball. Adrian Reed being hounded. Manages to escape the challenge. Still Reed.
Just too heavy on the pass there in the end, Reed. Buys Tivoli more time. 3.5 minutes left now. That man right there, the match winner right now, Dwayne Johnson, with his third goal of the season. He'll be hoping his team can hold on for him.
Try to play that one high upfield. Rowe holding the ball well. Here's Francis. Had so much more time.
A bit surprised I'm not seeing more game management by Tivoli Gardens at this point.
Yeah.
Still going for a second goal.
The 94th minute. We're in the 4th minute of added time. Here's James to Burkett. To Brown. Brown. Burkett was there, but ended up being played back to the goalkeeper by his own defender. Ball booted up. St. George's still getting those balls.
Adair. That's well claimed by Adair as well.
Yeah. Adair still down. He'll take all the time he needs. Nervous St. George's College fans in the stands. Just been unable to get back in this game. Had so many great opportunities. They've all gone a begging. Most glorious being a penalty kick skied by Brian Burkett.
Kajan James has had a couple chances as well. Hasn't taken them. And despite their best efforts, it's looking like it's not going to be St. George's College going to the Walker Cup finals to try and get their 10th crown. It's going to be Tivoli Gardens High at this point going to the final to try and gain their 5th Walker Cup crown. Haile Selassie will be waiting on whoever wins this game.
Charleston Williams on the ball, holding it up well, manages to play it up forward. Here's Ranalini Francis. He's through. Francis was trying to lay it off to Watson.
One last chance for St. George's now.
Adrian Reed to Tayshawn O'Neill. Stripped of possession. Watson now for Tivoli. Plays it out wide to Horatio Wanlis. Wanlis fires. Forces a save from DeJohn Davis. Yeah. Wanlis calling for help now. He's on the turf. What a strike it was. I think that would have nestled under the crossbar, I think. Yeah. Needed a firm hand from DeJohn Davis. Will be a corner kick when play resumes. That's if the referee doesn't just blow it off. It has not been the greatest day in front of goal for St. George's College. Tivoli took their chances. They take it short, as well they should. Watson and Stevenson. Offside call there. Booted upfield now. Reed trying to get it under control. Trying to play it quickly to Burkett. It's a throw for Tivoli. The referee is looking at his watch. The throw taken. The referee has blown a final whistle. He points to the spot. And Tivoli Gardens High School up a Western Kingston final. The coaches embrace, but Tivoli have every reason to rejoice. Another trip to the Walker Cup final, and they'll play Haile Selassie. Both teams close enough on Spanish Town Road. Yeah, that should be a very good derby. You'd call it the inner city schools derby for sure. Tivoli Gardens, Shakir Adair had some questionable clearances there, but none really were meant to be paid for by Tivoli Gardens. Neville Bell there embracing the players as he always does. And they have a moment to gain silverware. Joshua Jackson, he was sent off for a violent play. But that's the score that matters. That's the statistic that matters. That's the story that matters. Tivoli Gardens 1, St. George's College 0. The action started with Tivoli Gardens on the front foot. Early, that attempt from Dwayne Johnson went wide, but the intentions were certainly known. Watson, Daniel Watson had a great first half. This pass sent inside to Dwayne Johnson. Johnson couldn't bring it on target though. Adrian Reed forced a save from Shakir Adair in the first half for St. George's College. He really was a standout player for them. But on the left hand side, Stevenson played through Horatio Wanlis, who darted down the flank, sent a delightful ball across to Dwayne Johnson, on target, in position. Yeah, in the lead, Tivoli Gardens. What a finish it was. Had so much space. Poor defensive work that from St. George's College. They would continue to come forward. Dwayne Johnson here, playing through Smith, who fired wide in the end. Delightful ball that sent by Brian Burkett to Adrian Reed. He couldn't bring it on target. This was their greatest opportunity in the first half. Matthew Spence with a quick spot kick, and Tayshawn O'Neill seeing the ball fly past him. Second half action, Joshua Jackson there had an opportunity to bring them in the lead, but it was cleared in the end by Charleston Williams. It was a poor attempt of a clearance though by the goalkeeper. That was the moment that set St. George's College back. Yeah, stud to the chest of Tate. And this was a moment that turned the game, or should have turned the game. Brian Burkett going down under the challenge, but the resulting penalty kick skied over to Nannyville. James trying to lift him. They would continue to come forward. That one came to James. He too skied it. It just wasn't the day for St. George's College. Yeah, it really fell beautifully for James. A better touch would have really done them well. They would still come forward. Tayshawn O'Neill playing through James. He fired wide. Perhaps would have been offside. But yeah, really should have at least brought it on target. Tivoli would continue to come forward. Horatio Wanlis with a final attempt for Tivoli Gardens, forcing a save from goalkeeper DeJohn Davis, and the full-time score as the referee pointed to the spot, pointed to the center circle. Tivoli Gardens 1, St. George's College 0. Here are the statistics: 12, 3 on target for Tivoli, 14, 4 on target for St. George's. 15 fouls, 8 fouls for St. George's College, 15 to Tivoli Gardens. 2 yellow cards, 1 red card, that to Joshua Jackson of St. George's College. 3 offsides for Tivoli, 2 to St. George's College. 9 corners, 5 for Tivoli. 5 saves, 3 for the Tivoli Gardens custodian, and they have the lion's share possession, 55%, 45 for St. George's College. But at the end, Tivoli Gardens with the statistic that matters, 1 goal over St. George's College. Gerard, he's with the Digicel man of the match.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Dean. I've got the Digicel Man of the Match. The presentation will be made by Kadeen Webley. She's the junior brand manager at Digicel. Jaheim Dorman, the man of the match. She'll be presented with a trophy and a smartphone. Thank you so much, Kadeen. Jaheim, good game for you, good game for your team.
Yeah, well, it's a great feeling, you know. I will go out there and do and enjoy the ball game, you know.
Yeah, when you came into this match, what was the mindset that you came into it with?
Well, my mindset is the aim win, you know. Go out there and just win and fight.
Yeah, and you certainly won, and now you're into the final. You're getting ready to play against Haile Selassie. Pretty good game to look forward to.
Yes, it's a pretty good game to look at, yes.
All right, well, we'll see you in the final.
All right, yes, see you in the final.
Yeah, that was Jaheim Dorman there, the man of the match, Digicel man of the match. Now time to talk to Coach Neville Bell. Coach, this season has been about missing chances, and pretty much that's how we summed up this season. And again here today it showed. What do you think about the result?
Well, first, congrats to Tivoli Gardens. They made the final. Congrats to Haile Selassie. They made the final. I wish them both good luck. Yeah, you're right. We had it. I mean, obviously we had it. We got the opportunity. We got a penalty. We missed that. And late in the game, we got 2 or 3 clear chances. And you're right. We've been missing chances and we've given up soft goals. But I'm still so high about these kids. They play their hearts out. Obviously, they want to win. Mistakes were made, and in football, it's the team that makes the most mistakes will end up losing, and I think we made more mistakes today than Tivoli. But congrats to them again, and congrats to my guys. They really tried their best this season. Didn't end up the way we wanted to, almost got there.
Yeah, how much did the team miss Xavier Taylor today?
We've been missing Xavier for a while because Xavier, well, he was sick. He was hurt first and then he was sick. And even today, he wasn't in the starting 11, but just before the game, he came and said he had a terrible headache, so we had to kind of put him behind. But he's a great passer. Not as tough as we would want him to be, but he's a great passer of the ball, and we missed his passing.
Yeah, well, season ends here for St. George's College, but you go back now, you regroup and refocus for next season. What is that going to be like?
Not bad. Most of these kids in the starting 11 today, only 2 can't play next year. Only 2, and a number of them on the bench. I think of a 30-man squad, I think we will get back probably about 18 of the 30. So we should be good next year. But we were good this year also. We just didn't get the rewards that I thought we could have got. And I think every time I see SportsMax, I lose. So I don't want to see you again. Right, Michael? No, but good work, by the way. Yeah, well, we'll be fine. I mean, obviously, they're very distraught now. We'll have a chat with them and we will move on.
All right, Coach. Thank you, and hard luck this season. We'll see you next season.
Yeah, man. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, that was Coach Neville Bell there. And now time to talk to Coach Christopher Nicholas from Tivoli Gardens. Coach, you're into the final. You must be elated about that. Just sum up the performance of your boys here today.
To be honest, I'm pleased with the performance because some of these guys, the first time they've ever been in this situation, you know, and you know, a bit butterfly, nervous, you know what I mean? So try to talk them through it and but happy that we pull through.
Yeah, Tivoli not strangers to winning the Walker Cup, and of course you're into the final now. What is it going to be like to bring that championship back to Tivoli?
It's always a pleasure, and this is what we're about. Tivoli. We're about to bring back the whole school, community, everything. We all know what's going on, so we are trying our best to just lift back ourselves and just get back Tivoli where we're supposed to, or where we belong, I should say. Because Walker Cup, Manning Cup, you know, Tivoli, we produce a lot. You know that.
Yeah, well, you have Haile Selassie now in the final. What is preparation going to be like for that game?
Just concentration, to be honest. Concentration. Get the players to concentrate. You know, think. That's it.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you, and we'll see you in the final.
All right, thanks much. All right.
Thank you so much, Gerard. Yeah, that's the bracket. The 2 teams highlighted in green, Haile Selassie and Tivoli Gardens, have made it to the final. They've weaved their way to the championship decider in the Walker Cup, and that's on Friday. Of course, that will be on the Home of Champions. But tomorrow, 1:15 p.m. 2:15 ECT, Glenmuir and York Castle, they do battle in Ben Francis Cup semi-final action, and that will be followed by Edwin Allen, the defending champions, against Rosie's. 3:15, 4:15 in the rest of the Caribbean. The action, of course, on SportsMax 2. Walker Cup action, Haile Selassie, Tivoli Gardens, 3:30 p.m. 4:30 ECT Friday on SportsMax. to be followed by the Manning Cup final. Jamaica College, St. Andrew Technical High School, 6:30 p.m., 7:30 in the rest of the Caribbean. The Costa Cup final action, Central High, Clarendon College, live Saturday, December 3rd. All the action is on SportsMax, your home of champions. Yeah, so that's how we wrap things up here from the National Stadium East Field. Tivoli Gardens beating St. George's College to make their way into the Walker Cup final. Earlier, Haile Selassie got the better of Wolmer's as well. And it was two inner city-based institutions that made the final. Tivoli Gardens getting the better of St. George's College. And they set up a Western Kingston final, you'd have to say. Both teams denizens in that particular neck of the woods. Yeah, it all happened for them. St. George's didn't have their best game, their best day in front of goal. And that's where we sign out from SportsMax from the National Stadium East Field.
This broadcast was brought to you by Digicel, Better Together, KFC, It's Finger Licking Good, True Shake, Shake and Go with True Shake, Water, Land of Good and Water, and Connex.
Connex Services Limited has been providing optimum support in the telecommunication and networking industry since its inception in 2003. At Connex, we have a staff complement of over 300 employees, providing employment opportunities in 5 different Caribbean countries. We provide 24 hours technical support in solar engineering, network and